Good morning, custodians. Today we are going to discuss the topic that is haloalkane and haloarenes. And in this video, we will discuss the chemical properties of haloalkane and haloarenes. I am going to name this part as like a part 1 because I am going to discuss only the nucleophilic reaction of haloalkane and haloarenes. In the next part, we will discuss the elimination reaction, and in the third part, we will try to discuss the reaction with the metals. We already have done these two topics in our class. So let's start the topic. Before starting the topic, I want to discuss the nomenclature and the basic introduction of the haloalkane and haloarenes again. Basically, you know that the monohalogen derivative of alkanes are called alkyl halides. For example, if you have any alkane, right? I am going to discuss here methane, and in the structure of methane, if I will replace the hydrogen with the halogen, then this is known as the alkyl halide. This product is known as the alkyl halide. It means this is a haloalkane. This is a haloalkane. In basic term, I want to say that simply you have to replace a one hydrogen atom from the hydrocarbons and replace it with the halogen group. You can do the same thing with the second hydrogen. It means you can exchange two hydrogen with the two halogen group. So this is known as the haloalkane. The basic definition of haloalkane is the monohalogen derivative of alkanes are called alkyl halides. Their names are derived by the naming the attached alkyl group to the halogen and adding the name of the halide. For example, this is a methane, and in methane I replace one hydrogen with the chlorine, right? So the name of this structure will be as methyl halide. That is, the halide is what? Here halide is chlorine. So methyl chloride. In the place of alkyl part, I use here methyl, and in the place of halogen part, I use the word here halide. And if our chlorine is the halogen, so that why I used here chloride word. So methyl chloride is the name. Similarly, for ethane, that is the CH3 and CH3. This is the structure of ethane. And if I replace one hydrogen of ethane, that is this hydrogen, I'm going to replace this hydrogen with the bromine atom. Then this is known as the ethyl bromide. So basically, this is the definition of haloalkane and alkyl halide. Similarly, we will discuss about the haloarenes. Haloarenes are or aryl halides. It means, for example, in the case of alkane, I replace one hydrogen with the halogen group. You have to do similar case in the arene. For example, you have to replace one hydrogen of any aromatic ring with the halogen and known as haloarenes. For example, I have a benzene, and benzene have 6 hydrogens. If I will replace this hydrogen with some halogen group, that is the chlorine, then this is known as the chlorobenzene or aromatic halide. It means this is a haloarene. This is a haloarene, right? So haloarenes or aryl halides are named by adding the prefix word, that is the halo. Halo means halogen. Halo means halogen. For example, you have fluorine, you can use here fluoro. Similarly, for iodine you can use iodo, and for chlorine you can use chloro, right? Before the name of the aromatic hydrocarbon. In case of di-substituted compounds, the relative position of substituent, that is the 1,2, 1,3 and 1,4 are indicated by the prefix, that is the ortho, meta and para respectively. For example, you have a aromatic ring and there are 2 functional groups, that is the one fluorine or maybe second maybe fluorine or maybe any other halogen group. Then this position, like this is the first position, this is the second position, then this is the 1,2 di substituted. This is 1,2 di substituted haloarene. So basically we can also say that this is a ortho type product. This is a ortho product. Ortho, right? And if this, it means this second halogen group is attached to the third position. If second halogen group is attached to the third position, like that, this is your fluorine and second group may be your chlorine. So this is first position, then second and then third. So this is known as the 1,3 di substituted haloarene. Di substituted 1,3 di substituted haloarene, and this will known as the meta product. This will known as the meta product, and we will use M for a meta product, and we will use O for ortho product. And similarly, if the second halogen group is attached at the fourth position, that is here 1, 2, 3, 4, it means this is 1,4 di substituted haloarenes. Here at fourth position, second halogen group is attached. This is known as the para product. This is known as the para product, and this position is known as the para position. So in benzene, when any single functional group is attached, then the second incoming functional group will be known as ortho, and then this one will be known as meta, and this position will known as para, and similarly this position again will called as a meta, and this position will called as a ortho. And these all positions will be respective to the main functional group, right? So in the IUPAC naming that we have already done in our class, here the monohalogen derivative of alkanes are named as haloalkanes. For example, you have to do the IUPAC naming. You just have to remember that word haloalkane. Halo and alkane. You know, for the halo we will use, like if the fluorine is used as a substituent, then we will use here word fluoro, and for chlorine we will use chloro. So basically halo means fluoro, chloro, iodo and bromo. Iodo and bromo. And in the place of word like alkane we will use methane, ethane, propane, and similarly so on. Whatever your alkane chain will be and whatever your aromatic chain will be. The position of the halogen atom and other substituent like in the alkyl group are indicated by the stable number, that is the 1, 2, 3. For example, this is your CH3CH2Br and I am going to naming this. So I am going to naming this like as a haloalkane. So here halogen group is your bromine, so we will use here word bromo. And this is the alkane, so we will use here word ethane. Bromo, ethane. Right? In the second case, that is we will first number the longest carbon chain and then we will use these number for the attached halogen. For the attached halogen. Like if the halogen is attached at the second position, then we will use the word 2. That is the 2-chloropropane. Is it clear? 2-chloropropane, because chlorine is attached with a propane chain at a second position. Right? If this chlorine is present or connected with the third position and with the first position, then we don't need to use the word here like number here. For example, I am putting this chlorine at first position, chlorine, then CH2, CH2, and then CH3. Then this is simple known as the chloropropane. Chloropropane, because this is a simple longest chain selected. So we have to use these numerical portion only when there is some branching type and when the halogen is attached in the some middle position or in the second last or in the second position or maybe in the third position or maybe in the between something. But at the terminal position we will no need to use the numerical words. Like for example, here in the next example, this is your 1, 2, 3. The longest carbon chain selected is 1, 2, 3. You have to number those carbon with the lowest number. Like this is the first carbon will be that carbon which is very closest to the halogen group. Which is very closest to the halogen group. For example, with the iodine, this carbon is attached, so we will name it like a first, then second, and then third. So at the second position there is methyl attached. At the second position there is a methyl attached, and at the first position there is a iodine attached. So first iodo to methyl propane. Now we can remove this one also. It's our wish that we have to use this I or not. Because if I am going to put this I, as our iodine is attached with the first number, so we do not need to put the one number here. For example, if I am going to replace this iodine with this position, right? I just replace this position. Then we will use here 1, 2, 3. So here name will be again 1 iodo 2 methyl propane. So we do not need to use here 1. It's simply iodo, then 2 methyl, and then propane. In this next example, this is your 1, 2, 3. And so in the second position there are two substituents. That is the one is methyl and the second one is your chlorine. So 2-chloro and 2-methyl propane. 2-chloro 2-methyl propane. In the next example, 2-chloro 2,3-dimethyl pentane, that is the 2-methyl and 2-chloro. Chlorine will be written as first, 2-chloro, then 2 and third position. Then at second and third position there are two methyl group, this methyl group and this methyl group. So we will use here 2,3-dimethyl. And then this is the carbon chain of a 5 carbon. So we will use here pentane word. Similarly, in the next example, we can do the numbering like that: 1, 2, 3. So at 2 position there are 2 methyl group. So at first position is chloro, it means chloro, and then 2 dimethyl propane. Right? I hope the nomenclature is very clear to all of you. Similarly, you can name the nomenclature of haloarene. You just have to use this wording like halo. Halo means same, halogen, and then arene means aromatic part. That is the here benzene is aromatic part. So chlorobenzene. Similarly, bromobenzene, iodobenzene. And I am already told you that if the halogen is attached at the second position, then this will be known as the ortho. So this is your ortho, chloro, and toluene. Toluene is the name of that aromatic part. This is the aromatic part name, toluene. So how you have to name it? Haloarene. The name of arene part here, this is the arene. This is your arene. So name of aromatic part here is toluene. So we will use here direct toluene word. And similarly 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be your 4-chlorotoluene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-chlorotoluene. And this is your 1, 2, 3, that is the 3-chlorotoluene. 3-chlorotoluene. Right? In the next part or in the next slide, we are going to discuss the nature of carbon halogen bond. So I have already cleared you that in the structure of methyl halide, like I am prepare here methyl chloride. I draw here methyl chloride. This is the structure of methyl chloride. Here carbon is somewhat electropositive than the very electronegative species. So chlorine is here very electronegative species, and it can distort the structure. It can distort the orbitals of carbon and push the electron from this bond towards itself. And then there is a partial negative charge. There is a partial negative charge will create on this chlorine. The partial negative charge will create on this chlorine, and a partial positive charge will create on this carbon, because chlorine here is very electronegative and it try to push the electron from this carbon halogen bond. From this carbon halogen bond, halogen try to push the electron. So most of the reaction of halide involves the cleavage of carbon halogen bond. So the first reaction, the first step of the reaction is that this is the cleavage of bond, because this bond is very weak. Larger the bond dissociation energy of the carbon halogen bond, smaller is the reactivity. It means if you have different halogens, attached with the carbon, then different halogen have different electronegativity and different tendency to accept the electrons. Hence, larger the bond dissociation energy of the carbon halogen bond, smaller is the reactivity. For example, if we need to give the more energy to break this bond, then this bond will break after a long time, and hence as a result the reactivity of this type of bond will be very low. So basically you have to take that halogen attached to the carbon which have a low dissociation energy requirement. If the bond dissociation energy requirement will be very low, then the rate of reaction will be very high. The bond dissociation energy decrease with the increase in the size of halogen atom. The bond dissociation energy decrease with the increase in the size of the halogen atom. For example, if the size of iodine is very large, then bromine and chlorine, if the size of iodine is very large, then the bond dissociation energy for this carbon halogen bond is very less, and the bond dissociation energy for the carbon and chlorine bond is very high. It means the bond between the carbon and iodine can dissociate easily. Similarly, the bond between the carbon and bromine can dissociate easily than the carbon and chlorine bond. So the reactivity increase from alkyl chloride to bromide. The reactivity will increase from the alkyl chloride to bromide and then from bromide to iodide. It means the reactivity of iodine type compounds will be very large. In the halo derivatives, the halogen atom is attached to the carbon atom. As the halogen atom is more electronegative than carbon, the bond between carbon and halogen is polar in character. So a partial positive and partial negative charge will be created because halogens try to push their electron from the carbon. So there is a partial negative charge created on this halogen. So this is about the nature of carbon halogen bond, and here carbon is in your sp2 hybridized carbon state. sp2 hybridized state. Now we will discuss the physical properties of haloalkane and haloarenes. We will discuss here only solubility and the boiling point. The first one is your solubility. Solubility means any amount of that compound which can dissolve in the water, in the 1 liter of the water. For example, haloalkane are not able to form hydrogen bonds with the water, and even though they are polar in nature, so they are practically insoluble in water. However, they are soluble in organic solvents like alcohol, ethers, benzene, and etc. Now, the boiling point. The boiling point of alkyl chloride, bromide, and iodide follow the order, that is the R iodine and then RBr, that is the alkyl iodide and alkyl bromide and then alkyl chloride. It means the boiling point of iodine is very large and then boiling point of RBr is very low and then boiling point of R chloride is very less. Where R is an alkyl group, with the increase in the size of the halogen, the magnitude of van der Waals force increase and the boiling point will increase. Also, for the same halogen atom, the boiling point of haloalkane increase with the increase in the size of the alkyl group. The boiling point will increase with the increase in the size of the halogen group and with the size of the alkyl group. For example, if the size of iodine is very large and hence its boiling point will be very large. Now the main topic is that we are going to start. This is the chemical reactivity of alkyl and aryl halides. So the reactivity of alkyl halides, that is the electronegative halogen atom in alkyl halides, creates a very polar carbon and halogen bond, making the carbon atom electron deficient. As I have already told you that the carbon is somewhat electropositive than the halogen, and halogen is your electronegative species, so it will create a partial negative charge on the halogen and partial positive charge on the carbon. So the carbon here is very electron deficient species. So, and when the halogen will remove permanently, it means when the bond cleavage is done properly, then a carbocation will formed on this carbon. It means a complete positive charge will be formed on this carbon, and this state, that is the partial state, this partial positive state is known as the polarized carbon halogen bond. This state is known as the polarized carbon halogen bond. And according to reaction, there are two type of reaction that possible, that is the substitution reaction with the nucleophile and elimination reaction. So basically we are going to discuss the nucleophile reaction in this video. General substitution reaction, that is the here sp3, that is the carbon here is your sp3 hybridized state. For example, this is your CH3. The carbon here is your sp3 hybridized state. I think I told sp2 in my previous 5 minutes. So change it please with the sp3. Here carbon is sp3 hybridized state because all of the carbon are in the single bond state. If there will be any double bond, then this will be known as the sp2 state, right? So sp3 hybridized carbon, and this is your X, that is the halogen, and it will react with the nucleophile. So nucleophile will substitute the halogen. Here are nucleophile. It means the nucleophile will attack on the central carbon. On the central carbon, that is the very electron deficient, and removal of halogen take place. So basically here nucleophile have to substitute in the position of the halogen, right? There are two type of nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is the SN1 and SN2. Substitution nucleophilic reaction and substitution nucleophilic reaction, there are two types, that is one is unimolecular and second is bimolecular. The second order reaction is known as the SN2 reaction, and the first order reaction is known as the SN1 reaction, right? In the first order reaction, that is in the SN1 reaction, the attack can be possible from the front side and from the back side both. This reaction simply take place in the two-step reaction, that is in the first step and in the second step. The first step is the removal of the halogen. It means first from the alkyl halide the removal of halogen take place and a carbocation will be formed. A carbocation will be formed and the X negative, like this is the halogen, and halogen will remove easily. So in the second step, nucleophile will attack on this carbocation. On this carbocation, nucleophile will be attacked. So basically this will be formed as like a carbon, and then this is your nucleophile. This is your final substitution product. In the second order reaction, that the nucleophile will attack on the carbon from the back side, and in the front side the removal of halogen take place. In this reaction, that is the SN2 type reaction, this reaction is so fast that the nucleophilic attack and the removal of halogen take place at a simultaneously. It means they take place in a similar time. They take place in a similar time. एक साथ वो reaction करते हैं. For example, nucleophile attack on the carbon and then halogen of removal. The removal of halogen take place, and the final product will be the same as in the SN1 case. The product will be same in both of the case. There will be a minor difference in the configuration, which we will discuss in the later slide. The rate of reaction is also depend on the leaving group. For example, increasing leaving group ability, that is the iodine. Iodine is very large in size, so it can remove from the structure, that is from the, it means the bond dissociation energy, or means the cleavage of carbon iodine bond can do very easily, and here iodine can remove very easily and nucleophile can attack on the carbon. So basically this is the increasing leaving group ability, that is the iodine. Now reactivity of alkyl halide, that is the SN2 reaction. We will first discuss here SN2 reaction in very detail, and then we will discuss the SN1 reaction in very detail. Bimolecular or second order means that the rate of an SN2 reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of two reacting molecules. See, this is your second order. Second order means we have already discussed the chemical kinetics. Second order means there are two reacting molecules, that is the first one is your nucleophile, and then nucleophile will attack on the carbon and then removal of halogen take place. So there are two reactant that are reacting at the same time, so this is known as the SN2 reaction. It's a second order reaction. It means the rate, the speed of the reaction is depending on the two species. That first one is your nucleophile and the second one is your alkyl halide. The second one is your alkyl halide. The alkyl halide substrate and the nucleophile. There are two type of reactant here. One is substrate, that is the alkyl halide, and the second one is the nucleophile. So a final product will be taken place like that. A bond will form between the carbon and between the nucleophile. So this is the rate of reaction, second order reaction. We have already discussed this in as a chemical rate law equation. K is the rate constant and this is the reactant concentration of nucleophile and concentration of alkyl halide, and concentration of nucleophile. So basically there are two reactants which decide the order of the SN2 reaction. For example, OH will behave like as a nucleophile. It will attack on this carbon and the iodine will remove from that position. That is, the iodine will remove like as a leaving group, and OH, that this is the nucleophile will be added up. And as you can see easily, here nucleophile is attacking from the back position, and the configuration of hydrogen will change. It means if these hydrogen are in the left hand side, they just goes into the right hand side to the carbon. It means there is a inversion of the configuration. So you have to remember that point, that in the SN2 reaction, inversion of configuration take place because the attack is from the back end side. SN2 reaction, basically the factor affecting rate of SN2 reaction is that the nature of solvent, that is the solvent polarity. For example, if solvent is such that it can dissolve your alkyl halide very fastly and it can dissociate the carbon halogen bond, so the reaction will be very fast. So this is the main factor, that is the solvent. And the second factor that will decide the rate of the reaction, that is the nature of your substrate, whether it is your primary, secondary and tertiary, or whether it is a simple methyl halide. Why I am telling this? Because if I am going to take this like methyl, so here nucleophile have to attack on from the back and side position. If I am talking about the methyl halide, this is the methyl halide, and I am talking about the primary halide, that is the R. I am taking here R. R means it is a primary halide. So here nucleophile have to attack, and here also nucleophile have to attack from the back end side. It means these are both type of the SN2 reaction, and here nucleophile have to attack on the back end side. So in the first case, that is the methyl halide, the rate of reaction will be more. Why? Because क्योंकि nucleophile जो back side से attack कर रहा है उसको कोई hindrance नहीं है. There is no hindrance for like the bulky group. सिर्फ यहाँ पे क्या है, तीनों हाइड्रोजन्स ग्रुप है और वेरी स्मॉल ग्रुप्स है. लेकिन इन द केस ऑफ दैट, इन द सेकंड केस, देयर इज अ वन अल्काइल ग्रुप which is bulky than the hydrogen. At least they are very bulky than the hydrogen. It means bulky means they can they can take more area. And hence the attack of nucleophile will be very slow as compared to the methyl halide. Similarly, if I replace this hydrogen with any other alkyl group, so the attack of nucleophile will be very difficult. And similarly, if I am going to replace this hydrogen with some another alkyl group, then the rate of nucleophile will be very less. So this is the nature of the substrate, that is the alkyl halide. The methyl halide will react faster in the case of SN2 reaction. The power of nucleophile. The power of nucleophile is also the main factor, that is if the nucleophile will be your strong nucleophile, then the reaction will be goes very fast. And if the nucleophile is weak, then there is a chances of SN1 reaction, not SN2. In the case of strong, SN2 reaction will take place, and in the case of weak nucleophile, SN1 reaction can take place very easily. And the ability of the living group to live, the fourth main factor is which decide the rate of a SN2 reaction, is that the ability of a living group, yani how easily a living group can live from the carbon. If the living group can live in a second, then a nucleophile can attack very easily. So in the SN1 reaction, basically the second type is SN1 reaction. The SN1 reaction is a unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. So I am going to tell you that the SN1 is your first order reaction. This is the first order reaction and SN2 is the second order reaction. Okay? It is a two-step reaction. SN1 is a two-step reaction with a carbocation intermediate formation. It means first here this leaving group will be removed. This leaving group will remove and create a carbocation. This leaving group will remove and create a carbocation. And in that type, carbocation will create, and in that case, nucleophile will attack from the front side. Nucleophile will attack from the front side. Right? And hence, nucleophile will be added in the same configuration. So here retention of configuration take place. It means there is no inversion of configuration in the SN1 reaction. Basically, we have imagine that here also, if I am taking about the secondary nucleophile, secondary alkyl halide, so nucleophile can attack also from the back end side. From the back end side. So basically in the SN1 reaction type, we take a racemization. What do you mean by racemization? Racemization means 50% of chances of front side attack and 50% chance of the back side attack. It means the 50% product will be formed as a invert configuration. Like inversion of configuration take place in a 50% product, and the retention of configuration, that is the configuration, will be same in the 50% product. So there is a 50% of chances to form the both of the product. The kinetic study of this reaction is that rate will be equal to K, that is the rate constant, and the concentration of alkyl halides. The main key feature of the SN1 type reaction is that here formation of carbocation take place, right? And there is the best leaving group are electron withdrawing group to polarize the carbon atom. सी यहाँ पे जो भी देखो हेलोजन एटम जो भी यहाँ पे कनेक्टेड होगा इलेक्ट्रॉन विड्रॉइंग ग्रुप, जितना ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन विड्रॉइंग ग्रुप होगा उतना ही वो कार्बन को पोलराइज करेगा, दैट इज द पॉजिटिव चार्ज की क्रिएट करेगा वहां पे कार्बन पर ज्यादा. ठीक है, जिस वजह से क्या होगा, जो अटैक लिविंग ग्रुप होगा हेलोजन्स का वो इजिली हो पाएगा और न्यूक्लियोफाइल का अटैक भी इजिली हो पाएगा. ठीक है, द ट्रांजिशन स्टेट ऑफ द SN2 मैकेनिज्म ये है, यानी कि इसमें क्या कि कोई ट्रांजिशन स्टेट बनते, कोई इंटरमीडिएट की फॉर्मेशन नहीं होती. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्या होता है, देखो न्यूक्लियोफाइल एक तरफ से अटैक कर रहा है और दूसरी तरफ से क्या है कि जो एक्स है यानी लिविंग ग्रुप वो बाहर निकलते हुए दिखा रखा है, यानी कि दोनों रिएक्शन है वो एक ही साथ टेक प्लेस करती है. लेकिन अगर हम SN1 की बात करें तो उसमें पहले लिविंग ग्रुप है वो बाहर निकलेगा, उसके बाद न्यूक्लियोफाइल का अटैक होगा, वो मे बी आपका फ्रंट साइड हो सकता है, मे बी आपका बैक साइड हो सकता है. तो देयर आर टू चांसेस, दैट इज द 50% ऑफ चांसेस फॉर द SN1 रिएक्शन. In the SN1 reaction, there are 50% of chances for the attack of the nucleophile from the back side and from the front side also. A better leaving group is more able to accept the negative charge, that is the from RF, RCl and RBr and RI. RI is the better leaving group, that is the iodine is better leaving group. So basically the main factor that decide the SN2 reaction is also depend on the SN1 reaction, but the main condition is that here a carbocation will create, a carbocation will be formed here. So the condition just got revert, यानी कार्बोकेटाइन के बनने से जो कंडीशन है जस्ट बिल्कुल रिवर्ट हो जाती है. कैसे? क्योंकि देखो वहां पे हमारे क्या था, मिथाइल हलाइड, मिथाइल हलाइड्स था, वो पहले रिएक्शन करता था, यानी उसकी रिएक्टिविटी सबसे ज्यादा थी, देन प्राइमरी, देन सेकेंडरी एंड देन टर्शरी. ये ऑर्डर था आपका SN2 के केस में. लेकिन अगर हम SN1 की बात करें तो उसमें जो रेट है का ये ऑर्डर है वो जस्ट इसका रिवर्ट हो जाएगा, यानी कि टर्शरी वो सबसे पहले रिएक्ट करेगा, देन सेकेंडरी, देन प्राइमरी, देन मिथाइल. ठीक है, अब वाई टर्शरी पे सबसे पहले रिएक्ट करेगा, तो टर्शरी सबसे पहले रिएक्ट इसलिए करेगा क्योंकि कार्बन के साथ देखो CH3 CH3 CH3, ठीक है, 3 अल्काइल ग्रुप है और यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव. तो जो टर्शरी कार्बोकेटाइन होता है वो ज्यादा स्टेबल होता है. टर्शरी कार्बोकेटाइन आर वेरी स्टेबल, tertiary carbocation are very stable, then secondary carbocation are stable, and then primary. So the order of stability, according to order of stability, the rate of reaction will be discussed as like the primary, the tertiary have the high rate of reaction in the SN2 mechanism, right? Because जो alkyl group है, they show the electron donating nature. They show the electron donating nature, and they can neutralize the positive charge from the carbon. So that is why this is the order: methyl halide, and then primary, second, and tertiary in case of SN2, and in the methyl halide in the tertiary, and then secondary, then primary, and then methyl halide in the case of SN1 reaction. This is all about the chemical reaction, and about the nucleophilic substitution reaction in the case of haloalkane and haloarine.